So I didn't really know how to make this video. I mean, I actually did. I tried 2 or 3 times already to make this video, and after reviewing them, I really didn't like them. So let's try it a third or fourth time. So what I want to talk to you about is anime video games. With Dragon Ball Z Kakarot coming out next year, being an RPG open world game where you get to explore the world of Dragon Ball even more than you actually knew. And then even with the smaller things, with One Punch Man getting a game and My Heroes One Justice getting a sequel, there's something that really bothers me there a little bit with those. See, with Dragon Ball Z, you understand. Coming from a fan of Dragon Ball Z, it's the same story from beginning to end. Yes, we understand. I went over it. And the thing is, with more and more information coming out, this isn't going to be the same copy and paste, cut and paste thing we see over the years of Dragon Ball Z. There's going to be hidden stuff. There's going to be more stuff explored of the lore of the Dragon Ball Z that Toriyama never got to touch on himself. So there's going to be brand new things. There's going to be side quests. There's going to be so much stuff. It's going to make the story even longer and more fulfilling. And it's going to be brand new things coming into it as well. Talking about with same thing, switching to characters and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something new, but with the same idea of it. That is great. Okay, that is great for a video game, for an anime video game. But then you got not One Punch. I'm sorry. You got My Hero Academia's One Justice 2 coming out, and watching the trailer between the first game and now the sequel, it looks like it just looks the same. There's nothing really different with it, and I can't blame them. They're just trying to get more publicity for their anime that's coming out. It's actually coming out in a few days now, at the time I'm recording this, and you know, it's just free publicity. It actually goes past. I should. It should. If I'm thinking correctly, One Justice or whatever the My Hero Academia game that's coming out will end at the new arc of this season of the anime. There you go. So, but the thing about it is, there's nothing clearly different about it. I mean, there's some they showed a demo of it or something, and there's like some mechanical things fixed, but like the graphics and there's no like completely new gameplay to it. And then you got One Punch Man's game, a hero nobody knows. And as much as this sounds cool, it looks just like Shinobi Strikers with this One Punch Man hero skin. It's 3v3 battles, and a lot of like stuff that comes down on the stage that I don't know if you could turn off. Like there's stage transitions and like things that could bury you on the ground or step on you or meteors falling. And, and I understand they're trying to be cool, like they're trying to connect with the anime because stuff like that happens all the time. But I really don't like how a lot of these games are copy and paste. So if we go back to what I guess started all this, because all this is made by Bandai. The Naruto Ninja Storm series is probably what started all of this, honestly, if we go back and look at it. I mean, it did a great job telling the story of Naruto, but actually engaging in gameplay, and then the online was fun, and the multiplayer was fun. And, it's fun to an extent to, like, where... I don't know how to exactly explain it to where, like, it did its job for the time being, and right now it's done, it's over. And then, so Bandai's just like, what can we do next to, like, keep the same the same people to play the games. So you got like the My Hero game was basically like Naruto, and then you got the One Punch, and then they made Shinobi Strikers. Shinobi Strikers didn't do well. It did alright, I guess you want to say. Some people love it, some people don't. It wasn't my cup of tea. And then you got One Punch Man coming out, and it's just like Shinobi Strikers, but with the One Punch Man skin, like I said. And I just feel like some of these companies should just take steps in making games, some properties into games, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That would be a great game. Like I was thinking with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you could have to I know there's 5 parts open right now for the anime. I know and one season just ended, Go to Win just ended. So like I wouldn't know how you boot in parts. So like you could do that, and then with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, since it is a fighting game, like have multiplayer. You can have it online if you want, and then with the story, it's really just about an adventure, so I could see it being open world and you just going on this adventure following the map. And there's various destinations like for all these except for like maybe one for one series. One of the series for JoJo's is like set in one place, but even though it's still a city, so there's a lot of places you can go. So I could see that working well. And then with the fighting and story, I don't want like just you need like a huge, I don't know how to explain it. Like with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's sort of like Naruto. I know, like I said, we shouldn't be copying Naruto, but what Naruto did well is like when you have like a cut scene. There you go. It was basically you were super involved with it. So like when you're fighting in Naruto and then you did like this, there's an action cutscene coming where like you have no control of your character, but you could press and do input commands. That would be so good for JoJo's. Like I can't explain it. Like when he's doing the Oda, like with Star Platinum, you can keep pressing square and it's like, and you can hear the music in the background and you punching, and you could do like stuff like that. Like button input commands like for fights would be great. Sort of like how God of War is. That's how I would say like God of War would probably do great. Their fighting mechanics for it would be great for it. I just feel like they should just take more steps into making stuff that's not here. Because like for instance, Fairy Tail is actually getting a game that's coming out next year, and their anime just completely ended right now as I'm making this video. Well, not ended like bad, but it just concluded. It's been out for a long time. It has hella parts, and they're doing great. And it's a great job to capitalize on that now because now that it's over, I don't think they're going to make anything soon. But they need to they need to capitalize on the show's not going to be there, so we need some kind of we need something to hold it down for us while it's over. And the game is a perfect way to do so. And I know it's doing the first 7 parts of the anime, and it's working. It's a turn-based RPG, which is very good. It's like Final Fantasy. That sounds cool because it's like perfect for that kind of fighting game. And then, well, no, actually not fighting game. It's perfect for that genre of anime, and it's pretty smart because it works on the 7 parts. Because if you have a big anime like Fairy Tail, like you can do multiple entries into this game, and then it just works well. And that's what I'm talking about. Taking steps into games that aren't there. Fairy Tail had some games, but it didn't have like console games. Like it had PSP versions and some Japanese titles, but it wasn't like on PS3 or PS4. You know what I'm saying? They need to make those steps. And it's being made by Koei, or I think it's Koei. Don't quote me on that. I don't have anything open right now. I'm just talking. But I think it's made by Koei, and it's doing a good job by what it looks like. And basically you can go around it. I think it is open world because it says you can take missions, collect money, go on journeys around the map, and you can meet like familiar people. I know they said it's not going to have a huge roster of people, characters, but they said that you will be able to meet and talk with the characters from the game and recruit them to Fairy Tail as on your team. So it probably has like support characters like how Naruto was. And so what I'm saying is that they should just take more steps into different directions. You should take steps in different directions for like these games instead of making it like, oh, let's just make it like Ninja Storm, because Ninja Storm only worked with Naruto. Like if you made like a Ninja Storm game, for instance, like Fighters took a step in a different direction and making like, yeah, I guess they already had that type thing, but like making it like an arcade type fighting game, that was pretty fun, and it was fun. It is fun, and it's great. And it's worked so close with the developers and the creators of Dragon Ball Z, where the cutscenes come from movies or comic books, or not comic books. Scenes for the fighting scenes come from the manga, comes from the anime, comes from the movies. Like right now, Gogeta was just announced, and then like his dynamic finish is when he beats Janemba and he goes Super Saiyan. He does a Stardust Breaker on it. You know what I'm saying? And then he has the one from the Broly movie. You have when Frieza kills Bardock, and Bardock is like seen as like his life flash before his eyes. It's great because it comes straight from the content of the anime. So stuff like that works well with it. And that's what I'm saying, and that was like a step because that's like something we haven't had. I guess we had Mugens, and like I guess the first Budokai game had that. But then at the same time, we talking about that, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is just like Budokai 3, where you could travel around the world. But this is actually open world. You can actually go around all the space, and it's a huge world you can go into. Like Dragon Ball Z has been a huge world, and like Budokai 3 just barely tapped into it, like barely tapped into it. You could fly around the map and whatnot, but it was only like certain area. But this is like you can actually go a lot of places, and like I'm pretty sure you can go to Namek and all the different. See, just talking about that sounds great. But I feel like more games should do that with anime. Like there are worlds in these animes, but we barely get to touch on them. For instance, like Sword Art Online. As much as I love Sword Art Online, the games kind of suck to me. The only one I played really is Sword Art Online: The Lost Song. But after that one, a lot of it felt like you got one direction to go to. It looks pretty all around you, but it's just walls, if that makes sense. Like, oh, look at that way out there. You can't go out there. It's just walls. Like, oh my god, this we could fly and go around and be fairies and whatnot, but you can't go that high because that's just a wall. Like, I feel like there shouldn't be walls anymore when you try to make anime games, because these anime games are in worlds. I feel like they should just open up and let them be them. They're worlds inside themselves. Like for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like I wouldn't want to just like be a map on a checkers board. You know, be a piece on a checkers board just going here, here, and here. I want to be able to walk around like they did, investigate like they did, fight like they did, encounter problems like they did. You know what I'm saying? It's time. It's like I don't understand how it hasn't been like that. Like I feel like they know that, but they don't want to do too much because then they'll lose it. But then that's when you got like Fairy Tail only did 7 parts. You know what I'm saying? Like Fairy Tail's doing 7 parts. That's okay. If the game's not that great, well, they did the first 7 parts, and it probably will do okay. Then when the next one comes out, you got even more parts. Especially if the anime has a lot of fighting in it, then it's always gonna do well. Like Naruto did well because there was a fight every other step. Like Naruto fought everybody, Sasuke fought everybody, Sakura fought one person. But you know what I'm saying? There was fights everywhere you looked. Like for instance, like if we made a Yu Yu Hakusho game that took place between the demon world and the human world, and then with that you could like, you have school life involved with that. So like if you made that and you could walk around the school, the human realm, the demon realm, you know, do investigate like detective work like they did, you know, because they're like detectives at one point and whatnot. Then you have the fighting on top of that. The cinematics will probably be great. It's just like something like I don't see with Pokemon. Like Pokemon. I like how I said that before. I thought it and I said it out loud. I didn't mean to do it like that. But like with Pokemon, we're barely getting to. Pokemon's been like a world, you know, open world thing in the anime. You can do whatever you want, and I feel like we're barely getting that in Sword and Shield, but barely. Like I don't want to say it's completely open world yet, but we're getting steps in the right direction. So with that, with Pokemon, like yeah, that's a Pokemon preaches like gotta catch 'em all, gotta travel, gotta do this, gotta do that. So it's barely going into open worlds with this game, and it's like I'm saying barely because it's like not really, but they're going in the right direction, but they got to test the waters. That's another thing they can't. I feel like people are scared to go all in. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, if we go all in on an open world game, then you know that's money on money. But then like Dragon Ball Z can do it because the Dragon Ball Z, it's like the king of anime. You know what I'm saying? Like Xenoverse did okay with doing. It was an open world, but like it took more of the Budokai Tenkaichi approach of like I don't know how to say it, like just the main place, the main hub world, and then you just got transferred to like somewhere else, and you're just in the battle arena. That's how I feel like it was. But that's what I'm just trying to get. Like I just feel like some game companies just have to take steps in the right direction or dare to take steps in the wrong direction to get like something new, because a lot of this is just cut and paste. Like I said, like My Heroes One Justice is basically My Heroes One Justice. See, what if this is what I was saying? What if there was a My Hero game that was open world in a city? Like, what if it was like Batman Arkham, the Arkham series? You know what I'm saying? Like that's superhero based. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like dark, but like you could pick your character. Or you play through the story obviously as Deku, and you get to like go around. You can climb cities, you know, climb skyscrapers. You know, do what you want. Or actually, you can't because you can't do that. But I mean, you can. But you know, just go around the school, explore. You know, like do what you want. Like, what if Rocksteady didn't make Batman Arkham Asylum. Whatever. The producer who made Batman Arkham, I'm gonna say Arkham Asylum, made Batman The Dark Knight or whatever the hell it's called. The Batman games. Holy crap! There's so many of them. But like, what if they made like a My Heroes game? What if Santa Monica made like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game? Thinking about it, like, 'cause it's just like maybe it's just a company. I mean, it is the same company making the same games, like Bandai. I don't know. I don't know if they just think like they have the solution for it, and they're just like, oh well, they like this, so let's just do that. Because then they had I don't know who did the Black Clover game, but the Black Clover game was just like Shinobi Strikers. Like it's like a team-based fighting game. You have a healer and you have like a fighter or some a support or whatever. I think it was like that. I'm not sure. But what I'm just trying to get across is that I feel like there should be more anime games, but with a different scheme than just I don't know, team based or copying Naruto. Like the way Naruto had it, I guess it works, but like just dare to step in the wrong direction to get like a better outcome of things. Like I know that's probably like the worst thing. Like, oh, we are working so well and doing so good here. Why would we step out of our comfort zone? There's a while because a lot of your games are looking the same. That's why. Like you can have an Inuyasha game. Like you can have like I don't know what other anime games. You can have like a gun, like Gundam is like this. You can have like a Gundam game. Play through the Gundam story. You could have like a Hunter x Hunter game. I don't even like Hunter x. I don't. I'm not gonna say like. Not liking something is a harsh word for me. I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. There you go. But if a game came out where it told half of the story, I'll probably play it because when you're playing as a character and you see what they're fighting and you're commanding them, you get so hyped as a fan. You're like, bro, I gotta see this. Like, I gotta watch it because I know he's gonna do that sooner or later in the show. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a Hunter x Hunter game would be good. A good Bleach game would be great. And then to top it all off, I feel like a lot of these games have to be like set in stone before they're brought into this whole Jump Force S game, because then like a lot of people won't understand who these characters are, like unless you're a diehard anime fan. But I feel like for more people to get into anime, like some games just can't be for diehard anime fans. You know what I'm saying? They have to have like an introduction to the anime, and like I know if they don't know the anime they're not going to touch it, but then if you have a fighting game that introduces them one by one, and then they're like, oh, okay, well I like this guy from that anime, I'm going to start watching that. Oh, I like this guy, he punches everyone in one hit and then they all die in one hit. But like, oh, I like this guy because he always fights everyone. He has like 16 transformations, one's red, one's blue, one's yellow. What I'm trying to say is that they just need to go in different directions, guys. But I think I talked about it too much now. So let me leave a comment. Let me know what anime game do you think what anime should be turned into a game. Mine's is probably like I said, like a Yu Yu Hakusho or a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But yep, that's it for me, guys. Let me know. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, share this with your friends, and this is Ted. Be nice to each other, be kind, and be great. I love you 3000. Bye.